while Congress, it has the CHIPS Act before it, which would provide billions of dollars of funding into microchip research and building new microchip factories. Paul Pelosi puts, I believe, $5 million into NVIDIA options. Now, understand, for anyone who doesn't play the market, if options don't hit your strike price, they expire worthless. So it's much more risky than just buying NVIDIA, and maybe it goes down, but you can just hold it for years and it'll pop up later with, it'll be fine. With options, that 5 million is gone if it doesn't hit your strike price. So you have to be pretty confident if you're going to buy $5 million worth of options, which is what he did.
And it seems like he has reason to be confident, right? Because as I understand, his wife is in a position of power where she might
I've heard
determine,
that.
Yeah, something about that. Yeah. So anyway, she was asked recently if any of his investments are based on any inside information he may have received from her during like pillow talk, right? So let's play this and see how she responds.
Yes, sir.
Over the course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on the information he's received from you?
What are you saying?
Over the course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on information you've received from you?
No, absolutely not.
Thank you. All right. There you go.
She is such a disgusting cretin. I can't even watch her. She, perhaps more than anyone else I can honestly think of on either side of the aisle, projects aristocratic disdain.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Just the way that she carries herself, just her whole manner is just really, it is a modern day Marie Antoinette act she does every time she's in front of the cameras.
Yeah, and it's such a tell when a person asks someone to repeat a question, right? Like, how many press conferences has she done?
Yeah, she's buying herself time.
How many hundreds or thousands of questions has she fielded in front of a microphone on TV in her life? Thousands. When do they ever ask you to repeat the question? It's never because they don't hear the question. It's because, like you just said, they're buying themselves time to think of an answer. In this case, the answer is pretty simple. Oh, of course not. Takes the microphone, puts it down. Yeah, but that ought to be a tell right there.
Well, well, of course it is.
And that's something that like, whenever you get confronted on something that you're kind of nervous about, you'll very often ask the person, what was that? What was that? Because you're trying to buy yourself time. You're a little bit flustered. You're a little off balance. You're trying to think of how you're going to react. And that's very clearly what she says. She says, what? And she leans in, right? And so we can actually study this kind of behavior once more. We're going to play the video a second time, but this time we're going to put it side by side with another pattern of behavior that people might recognize. So let's take a look here and just sort of compare these two side by side right now.
Over the course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on the information he's received from you?
What are you saying?
Over the course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on information you've received from you?
No, absolutely not. Okay.
It's still
similar,
funny, man. That bit is still funny. Yeah, the difference being, she just really doesn't care. Chappelle's joke was, hit it. The jig is up. She knows she's never going to face any consequences for activities that she should be in prison for. She should be in prison based on the SEC rules. Nancy Pelosi should be in the dock, and so should her husband. It is very painfully obvious. Now, okay, I will grant you, it would be hard to prove in a court of law beyond a reasonable doubt. But getting beyond that to the political level, How do you keep returning this person to the speakership? How do the voters keep returning her to office? This horrific, corrupt mummy who just hurts the brand of the party so badly every time she pulls something like this. I remember she is truly an aristocrat. She truly thinks like an aristocrat. I remember when they were talking about how she had a policy of always backing the incumbent, and then she backs Joe Kennedy against Ed Markey. And when they asked her to explain that, she started talking about how her family knew the Kennedy family, and when she was a girl, they would vacation together. Wow. That's how out of touch she is, that she doesn't realize how that sounds. There is really no difference in that from an 18th century aristocrat saying, oh, yes, well, we've known the Duke for forever. Our families summer together. What do you expect? Of course, I am going to back him for the position. That's exactly what you sound like, and that's exactly the mentality that you have.
Please clap.